Hey y'all, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, and you can probably hear a little bit of it in my voice. It's a little deeper than it normally is. Not only have I been dealing with a job change and a lot of the other things, if you've been here for a while and you heard all of that in December, I had to go and get sick along with the rest of my office. We've just been passing it around in my new office, just all of the crud, and I've actually been feeling a little bit better for a while now, but I can't get rid of this stuff in my throat, this stuff in my head. I sound worse than I actually am. This probably won't be a terribly long video because I'm going to have to cough here and there and sniff here and there, but at least it is a video. I certainly didn't intend to take this long of a break. So I'm grateful for y'all. Glad you're here. We're going to do a little bit of a plan with me, and let's be honest, I haven't been planning. As a planner, I've not been using my planner. I have a blank week last week. I have a blank week the week before. I didn't really use the setup that I did for the first of the month. I've really just kind of been what we say here, one of our American idioms, flying by the seat of my pants. And I'm really beginning to feel it, not just because of the illness and everything else, but because I've been in my new job long enough now. My superpower is software. I've gotten into the nitty-gritty of the software that we use at work. For those who may not know, I am an event manager by trade. I have returned to venue event management, and every venue I've ever worked at has had a different software, and that's just the way it is. But I'm coming to believe that I need to begin working with a developer and create my own, because no event software I've ever used at any organization does everything that I want it to. I always end up finding ways in and around the stipulations that are set in place so that I can make things look like I want them to look like. On the venue side of event management, we're doing banquet event orders, and we want them to look nice for our clients. And they should spit out of the system looking like we want them to look. And they don't. Never, ever. Anywhere I've ever worked, there's always some sort of manipulation that has to take place after you export it out of the software. And that's just not okay. It's just not okay. And I've been doing this a long time. We need something better with our event software to get us from here to here. It's a whole situation, but that's where I'm at. And so now I know what will work in our software and what I need in a planning system, I think. So we're going to go ahead and do a plan with me for the week. I'm changing some things from that first week. I had left myself room for meal tracking and an affirmation and an inbox and a weekly ritual. I'm going to take a whole lot of that out. But I've drawn a couple lines just with a dual tip brush pen, just the bullet side. And this left side is going to be personal things. This right side is going to be work-related things. Now, where I work now has everything in IT locked down. I can't get to any of my stuff from home, which is probably a good thing. It creates a little bit of work-life balance until I've been there at least 30 days, and then IT will set me up and give me access. So I'm not going to put anything here other than the fact that I am off on Wednesday. I'll just go ahead and put that in. Off on Wednesday. I'm off on Wednesday because my youngest son has got one of his multiple sclerosis treatments. Again, those of you who've been here for a minute know that he was recently diagnosed with that. So that is at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and put that in. Tomorrow, I need to call and cancel therapy for the week, which is not something I really want to do, but it's just going to have to happen. There's too many other things going on. I do like to see my therapist in person. I don't necessarily want to make her sick, even though I don't think I'm making other people sick at this point. Like I said, I just sound bad. My nose keeps running while I'm sitting here. I forgot a line, so I do want to put another line over here so we can put in the weather. I'm going to grab this ruler. Weather this week is just cold. It's just colder than we in Arkansas ever like it. We had a snowstorm a couple of weeks ago, which was a good thing because that's when I was really, really, really sick. The snowstorm gave me a couple of days to kind of recuperate without having to be at work. There's still snow on the ground in spots. That is unusual. Normally when it snows here, it melts within 24 to 48 hours and we carry on with our day. This was enough of a snowstorm that it really brought Arkansas to a halt. Y'all, just to a halt. We still have snow in some patchy places. I'm going to go ahead and put temperatures in here. I'm not going to put any icons as far as sunshiny or partly cloudy or whatnot, because it really is going to be mostly sun for the week, but it's just really cold. So it's sunshiny, but it's cold. We're not sub-zero, so there's that. But we don't like temperatures in the teens. I certainly don't like temperatures in the teens, but that's what we have for the beginning of the week. It's 28 tomorrow as a high. That's not okay. It's just not okay. And then it'll slowly warm up through the course of the week. By the time we get to the weekend, we're back in the 50s, which is where I like my winter. That's as cold as I want it to be. But again, the sun will be out. So I'm just not going to draw all the sunshines. All right, we do start Aquarius season tomorrow, so I'm just going to make a little rivery whooshy whooshy, the technical term, whooshy whooshy. I'm going to put in our moon phase for the week. The other thing that goes on with where I now currently work is that we all have to go through security when we get to work, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing at all. But this little metal stencil sets off the metal detector and the security stuff every single time. So I've been leaving this at home and I'm really sad without it. Y'all know I've been using this stencil for a long time. You know, it's got a little airplane on it and a Wi-Fi symbol and some different shaped circles that I like to use. And yeah, it sets off the metal detector. So there's that. And then Thursday is payday. Our Thursdays are on a payday. It's weird. Our work week actually begins like on a Thursday or a Friday. If we're having normal weeks, you know, and I can work, what is it, like Thursday, Friday, then I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's perfectly fine, but trying to calculate if you need to take a day off in a weird spot, it's a whole situation. Tomorrow afternoon, when I leave work, I need to swing through another town on my way home and pick up my youngest kid so that he is with me here in Little Rock. I'm still living in Little Rock for the moment. I looked at a rental house yesterday to try to get moved. And that's the other thing, y'all. I spend an average of 3 hours a day at home where I'm not doing something. So if I get up at 6 a.m., it takes me, 30 minutes to an hour to get ready. It really takes me about 30 minutes to get ready, but I don't wake up well. So it takes me 30 minutes to wake up. It takes me another half hour to get ready. I'm out the door by 7. I'm at work by 8. It's 50 minutes door to door in the car. I'm at work until 5. I'm back in the car for a full hour. I get home at 6 in order to maintain my sleep quality, which I have to do for my bipolar disorder. I have 3 hours from 6 to 9 p.m. to make some dinner, wind down, try to do any filming if I want to do any filming. I just have to completely rearrange how life is. We're probably going to have some plan with me's for a few weeks. I'm also going to do a recap of all of my reading for 2024 and look at my reading journal. But other than that, I'm not sure how many other videos I'm going to be able to fit in until I get this move done and I'm not commuting 2 hours a day, an hour one way and an hour the other. Because then by 9 p.m., I'm winding down. I'm doing my nighttime routine so that by 10 o'clock, I'm in bed, I'm asleep, and I'm keeping my sleep regulated for the sake of my mental health, and I'm back up at 6. That's kind of how things are going right now. And when you're only home for 3 hours a day, it's amazing how much you miss that other 2 hours of your day when commuting. It's just crazy. I'm also tired of filling up my car twice a week. Let's be real. That's a super irritating part of the commute. On a Friday, I made a note in here. I need to call Fidelity. I had a waiting period from one job to the other job on being able to roll my 401k and all of that sort of stuff. That waiting period is up on the 24th, so I can make that phone call. And I just had it in my personal calendar on my iCal. So I'll get a notification on my iCal as well, but I wanted to write it in here so that I remember that. And then this is my work week. And What I'm probably going to put in here are the events that I have in-house at the venue that I'm currently working at, or any appointments that I have with clients. I know I have an appointment on Tuesday with a client that's coming in. I'll get my calendar at work first thing in the morning and I'll go through this and definitely get that lined out. What I'm going to do on this side, I need right now an inbox. We're in a very fast-paced environment and I just need a place that I can jot down things really quickly as far as what clients need. So whether it's a new inquiry for a new event, whether somebody's waiting on a contract that I need to do, whether I'm waiting to detail some events. But as things come in that were not yet on my radar, that's where I want to drop them. And then it's been a long time and I haven't needed one in a while. I am putting in a waiting on list. And this is because sometimes I'm waiting on a client to give me their final count for a big banquet that they have. Sometimes I'm waiting on one of my VPs or my directors to approve a special concession that a group has asked for. Sometimes I'm just waiting on, a coworker to finish a little piece of paperwork so I can do another piece of paperwork. It has been a hot minute since I used a waiting on list in my bullet journal, in my planner. It is back. We're putting it in. We're going to experiment with it this week. That if I use my planner this week, like I said, I've not been using my planner. We got to get back into it. And it is A-okay if you have made it to January 20th and you haven't touched your planner. Just know that. Nobody's judging you. You might be judging me because I do this publicly, but nobody's judging you at home. It's your planner. It is your pace of life. Right now, my pace of life is an anomaly. This is not how it's going to stay. Even my work weeks have been unusual. Today I had to work a booth at a bridal fair. That's not normal. Yesterday I had to pop in to check in on a client because that same client is the one that showed me a rental house that she has. And I didn't necessarily need to be there for her luncheon. Another coworker was there, but I did need to see the house. So I just went ahead and went to the office. So I've been in the office for 7 straight days, and that's not normal. So there's just a lot of other things that have gotten in the way. That won't be the norm. When I get moved, it'll definitely not be the norm. But I do think that I might end up needing a full column for an inbox and full column for a waiting on. Or maybe a full column for the inbox, a shorter column for the waiting on, and then something else that I can put here. And my weekly ritual might have to move back into the daily pages. And again, I've not been using my daily pages, y'all. There's been no plan. Look, January 1, nothing following January 1. It happens. Is this system going to continue to work for me? I don't know. So I have, based on what I know my digital system will do and not do, I can assign myself within, like if I go to an event that's coming in and I go to their account page and their event page in our software, I can assign myself tasks that will then kind of pop up in my face. But it's cumbersome. It's not easy to do. And we can create event lists that'll create a whole task list of things for people to do. But if you create a list, you can't assign it to multiple people. So like this person needs to do these 2 or 3 things and this person needs to do 2 or 3 things. No, you have to assign the whole list to one person. So then you're creating 3 lists, 1 list for this person, 1 list. It's cumbersome. I mentioned in November when I did my Techo Kaigi that I had the new special edition bullet journal with like the stars on the front of it. I don't have it near me. I'm not going to go find it or whatever, that I might use as a work bullet journal specifically. I've decided I need something far more understated. I just need something solid black. So I've ordered another Leuchtturm dot grid that I can keep all of my client notes in. I do tend to take client notes on paper. Sometimes I scan them and then upload them into the system in case I get hit by a bus and somebody can see my notes, that sort of situation. But I do want to have just a regular old black notebook that I can carry with me to client meetings. This just isn't as low profile, right? Like it's like, what is all of this that you're carrying with you? I've been using it as a personal planner anyway, because my last job, we had freedom of information stuff. I had to keep my work separate. So we're gonna see. I've ordered that Leuchtturm. It'll be here tomorrow. I was like, Amazon, how fast can you bring it to me so that I can figure out exactly what my planning ritual needs to look like? It might take me a month or 2 or 3. It could take a while. We might see different iterations of this as we move along. But I definitely want to get back into my planning system, even if it's on the personal side. Even if it's a little bit sparse right now because I'm not doing a lot in my personal life because I'm in the car all the time. Yeah, I got to get back into my planning so that my sanity can recover and I can feel like there's a little bit of norm. I'm not going to do a list of the week for this week. I'm probably going to see if I can't just pull up that January 1st sticker and stick down a January 20th sticker. I had week 1. Top 10 fictional winter wonderlands was my plan. I have a list for week 2. I have a list for week 3, but I didn't come put them in here. I don't know where this is going to go starting tomorrow. I haven't decided. Again, that's okay. It may be a little bit before I get into my daily pages. Although Friday, I just started making a list of these things need to be contracted. These things need this. These things need this. And they were very lengthy lists. And our phones never stop ringing because we're that popular of a venue. And yeah, it's a very, very fast pace. I'm not mad about it. Y'all, I'm going to tell you that right now. I am back in my element. I am feeling my swagger. The job change was a good thing. It's just been a crazy time with the sickness, the commute, and everything else. I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad you're still here. We'll have another video in another week or so, maybe even a little less if I can get the reading journal update filmed. We are still doing the As You Like It read along for Shakespeare. I might have to do mine on audiobook while I'm in the car, which I wanted to read them all physically, but this time, As You Like It's a good one for an audiobook. It's a good one for that. And we're still doing the sci-fi read-along for the short stories. Other things are coming. We will get back to normal. It just may take me another 4 to 6 weeks to get there. So, if you like this video, if you're still here, if you just want to give me a little bit of encouragement, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one, and it certainly won't be as long. Bye, y'all.